Welcome to the Learning English with the most common phrasal verbs in 20 minutes. Run through. To practice or review something. She ran through her presentation several times before the meeting. The coach ran through the plays with the team before the game. He always runs through his notes before an interview. Come across. To give a particular impression. He comes across as very friendly in his interviews. It is important to come across as professional and competent. She always comes across as calm and collected under pressure. Sit apart. To distinguish yourself or be different among others. Her creative problem-solving skills set her apart in the interview. He was set apart by his extensive volunteer experience. The ability to speak multiple languages set her apart among others. Pick up. To learn or understand new skill rapidly. In her previous job, he picked up digital marketing skills. He is good at picking up little details of different software platforms. She was pick up project management skills through hands-on experience. Go over. To review or examine something. During the interview, they went over his role in previous projects. The interviewer went over her educational background to understand her qualification. They went over candidate's portfolio to access her design skill. Point out. To highlight something specific. During the interview, she pointed out her leadership role. He wanted to point out the awards listed on his resume. The candidate pointed out her proficiency in multiple languages. Talk up. To emphasize or promote something. He talked up problem-solving ability. She talked up her ability to manage a situation. He talked himself up a little bit too much during the interview. Think over. To consider something carefully. She took a few days to think over the job proposal. It's important to think over the pros and cons of a new job. He asked for time to think over the changes in the contract. Turn down. To refuse or reject something. She had to turn down the job due to a relocation issue. The company turned him down and went with another candidate. She turned down the job offer because she had higher salary expectation. Follow up. To make additional contact for more information. He followed up by the company a week after the interview. Following up shows your interest in the position. She sent a follow-up email to check the status of her application. Bring up. To introduce a topic for discussion. She brought up the issue of late deliveries during the meeting. I didn't want to bring up his mistake in front of everyone. It's essential to bring up any financial problems in the team meeting. Leave aside. To stop discussing something temporarily. Leave aside the budget, let's focus on the event's schedule. Let's leave the hiring topic aside and talk about training. If we leave the controversial topic aside, we can finish the meeting faster. Move on to continue the next item or topic. Once this issue is resolved, we can move on to event details. We need to move on to the main agenda. After addressing the feedback, we will move on to presentation. Go through. To examine or review in detail. We need to go through the contract details before signing. Before logging off, I would like to go through all the specifications. The team went through every proposal before making a decision. Jump in. To start speaking or interrupt someone in conversation. Feel free to jump in if you have any suggestions. I didn't mean to jump in, but I felt it was important to address that point. Whenever there is a pause, someone jump in with. Come back to. To return to a particular topic later. We'll come back to funding issue after lunch. Let's focus on the launch now and come back to marketing later. If there are unresolved issues, we can always come back to them. Deal with. To address or handle a situation. We will deal with complaints in today's meeting. Before wrapping up, we need to deal with the event's logistics. I believe the HR team is best suited to deal with those concerns. Point out. To indicate something. I would like to point out the significant growth in our regional sales. As you go through presentation, point out any discrepancies. Several team members point out the need for more training sessions. Zero in on. To focus intently on a particular topic or issue. During the meeting, we need to zero in on the supply chain problems. The CEO zeroed in on the company's vision during his speech. Let's zero in on the main objectives and leave the details for later. Hammer out. To work hard in order to come an agreement or solution. The team worked late into the night to hammer out a deal. We need a few more sessions to hammer out the project specifics. Our leaders managed to hammer out an agreement after a long discussion. Pay back. Return money that you borrowed. She finally managed to pay back her student loan. He promised to pay back the money that he borrowed next month. If you borrow money, make sure you have a plan to pay back the money. Save up. Save money over time for a particular purpose. Let's start save up for a beautiful European vacation. They are saving up for their wedding. It's important to save up for emergencies. Shell out. Pay for something, especially when the cost is high. They had to shell out a lot of money for the house renovation. They shelled out a lot for a new designer dress. Don't shell out your money on unnecessary items. Rake in. Earn a lot of money. Her business is raking in profit. The movie raked in millions at the box office. Find a job where you can rake in a good income. Take out. Receive money from bank. He decided to take out a loan for his startup. She took out a mortgage to buy her first house. Paying for a thing online is easier than taking money out to do it. Pay off. To eliminate debt or a loan. She managed to pay off her student loan in 5 years. If you don't pay off your credit card on time, you will have to pay interest. Paying off your debts on time can improve your credit score. Rip off. Charge someone too much for something. Take advantage of them. Don't let dishonest merchants rip you off. She felt ripped off after buying a knockoff product. Research prices can help prevent getting ripped off. Chip in. Contribute money for a specific purpose. Everybody chipped in to buy the office a new coffee machine. I'll chip in for the pizza. Chipping in can make big purchases more affordable for everyone. Go under. To fail financially. Many small businesses go under during economic recession. She watched her favorite bookstore to go under because of online competition. The restaurant went under after losing its regular customers. Close down. To permanently shut down the operation. The old factory closed down, leaving many without job. Due to the pandemic, several shops on Main Street had to close down. They closed down the library due to lack of funding. Lay off. To dismiss employees for their jobs. The airlines had to lay off many of its staff due to reduced of flights. He was laid off during the tech company's restrictions. After the merger, the new management laid off a third of the workforce. Cut back. To reduce the amount or number of something. We have had to cut back on dining out to save money. The school cut back on extra activities due to funding issues. Families are cutting back on vacation during the economic downturn. Mark up. To increase the price of goods. The local shop marked up the essentials during shortage. Consumers noticed a marked up in electronics this year. Gasoline prices were marked up due to increased oil price. Fall off. To decrease in level, intensity, or amount. Tourist arrivals fall off during the winter month. The interest in new technology fall off as it become outdated. His performance fall off after the injury. Bottom out. To reach the lowest point before improving. After bottoming out, the stock market began to recover. His grades bottomed out last semester, but he's been improving. Car sales bottomed out during the lockdown, but they are picking up. Bail out. To rescue someone from a difficult situation. Small businesses are hoping to be bailed out to survive the current crisis. The government had to bail out the banks to save the economy. He had to bail out his friend's failing restaurant with the loan. Get through. To successfully manage a difficult situation. Families are finding ways to get through the financial crisis. She got through the tough period with support from friends. They managed to get through the winter with limited resources. Jump start. To start something quickly. The government's investment is intended to jump-start the construction sector. Lowering interest rates can jump-start consumer spending. He tried to jump-start his career with new qualification. Turn around. To reverse a negative situation and improve it. The investments helped turn around the failing school. After years of losses, the businesses finally turned around. After years of work, she turned her life around. Build out. To rebuild or strengthen after damage. The city is building back its tourism industry post-pandemic. She is building back her health and fitness after injury. Efforts to build back the mall are underway after fire. Look up. To improve or look better. With new investment, the tech sector is looking up. Things are looking up for him since he changed careers. Despite a slow start, the restaurant future look up. Ramp up. To increase the amount or speed of something. The company ramped up the marketing effort for holiday season. To meet the deadline, the team ramped up the pace. They ramped up their efforts to clean up the polluted. Level off. To become stable after a period of change or growth. After rapid growth, the startup's revenues leveled off. Her performance leveled off after years of improvements. The population growth in the city finally leveled off. Pay off. The result in success after work or investment. Her dedication to her studies is paying off with excellent grades. The risk the company took is finally paying off. All the time spent training is paying off for the athlete. Thank you so much for watching this video, and for more exciting lessons, please hit the subscribe button and see you guys in the next video.